Have you ever received a gift that felt off? Maybe it was something beautiful, thoughtful even, but the moment you brought it home, something shifted. Your mood dipped. Bills started piling up. Or maybe nothing happened at all, no joy, no warmth, just another object collecting dust. It might sound far-fetched, but the way you receive a gift, not just physically, but energetically, plays a subtle, often overlooked role in how abundance shows up, or doesn't, in your life. Most people think of receiving as simple. You smile, say thanks, and move on. But what if that small moment is actually a doorway? A space where energy, intention, and emotional residue are exchanged, quietly, powerfully. In many homes, especially in times when we're trying to be gracious or polite, we forget that how we receive is just as important as what we receive. And if we're always on autopilot, busy, distracted, emotionally elsewhere, we might be unknowingly blocking the very luck, wealth, or support we've been asking for. This isn't about superstition. It's about energy. Just like clutter can block flow in a room, unconscious receiving can block good things from fully settling in your life. In this video, we'll explore a more intentional way to accept gifts, one that's rooted in awareness, gratitude, and placement. A way that quietly invites more wealth, more peace, and more aligned relationships into your space. You won't need any rituals or props, just your presence. Because when your heart is truly open, even a simple gift can become a seed for long-term abundance. Number 1, pause before you tear the ribbon. We live in a world that moves fast, maybe too fast. Packages arrive, hands reach, ribbons are pulled, and thank yous are tossed out almost as quickly as the wrapping hits the floor. We've been taught that receiving is automatic, that it's polite to smile, nod, and move on. But what if that quick motion, that unconscious habit, is the very reason some forms of wealth never fully land? There's a difference between taking and receiving. One is physical, the other is energetic, and in that quiet space between the two is where fortune often waits, uninvited. Think about the last time you received a gift. Did you pause? Did you let your mind settle and your heart open? Or were you distracted, thinking about errands, your phone buzzing, your to-do list growing? It's easy to overlook that moment, but it matters, a lot more than we think. When we receive without presence, we miss the emotional imprint of the gift, the energy that was carried in the giving. Whether it's a small candle from a friend, a handwritten card, or a simple token from someone who thought of you, these items often hold more than their surface value. They hold intention, and intention carries weight, energetic weight. When you pause before accepting a gift, you create space. A kind of invisible bowl where good energy can rest, take shape, and begin to circulate. It's not about dramatizing the act, it's about honoring it. The pause doesn't have to be long. A second or two, a breath, a softening of the shoulders, the gentle thought, "I'm open to receive." That's enough. In those few quiet seconds, you shift out of autopilot and into alignment. You become present. And presence is the most magnetic state a person can be in. It tells the world and the universe that you're ready. Not just for the gift itself, but for the energy, connection, and possibility that might come with it. And here's where it gets interesting. When you receive a gift with real awareness, you actually elevate its energy. You take a neutral object and infuse it with purpose. Suddenly it becomes more than a mug or a bracelet or a book. It becomes a memory, a symbol, a marker in time, and wealth, real wealth, is built on those invisible foundations. You may not be able to measure that moment, but you'll feel it. The warmth in your chest, the sense of being seen, the comfort of knowing you're cared for. That emotional clarity is the first doorway to abundance. Because when we feel truly full, truly grounded, we stop grasping. And when we stop grasping, life flows. If you've ever felt like abundance just brushes past you, like good things come close but never quite stay, ask yourself, have you been truly open to receiving? Or have you been moving too fast to notice what's being offered? The modern world rewards speed, but energy responds to stillness. In stillness, you can feel more. You can choose more. You can receive more, not just gifts, but meaning, direction, and momentum. And there's nothing woo-woo about that. It's simply emotional awareness. A skill, One that can be practiced every time someone hands you something, whether it costs $5 or $500. Even the smallest gift, when received with care, can ripple outward and create real shifts. Not just in your mindset, but in your home, your relationships, and your daily rhythm. So the next time someone gives you something, don't rush, don't reach, don't tear, just pause, look at the hands offering it. Breathe, let that gesture land, then and only then accept. Because when you slow down enough to truly receive, you stop being just a recipient. You become a partner in the energy exchange, a keeper of meaning, a magnet for the kind of wealth that stays not just in your wallet, but in your life. Number 2, let your hands be the gateway for abundance. We use our hands for everything: holding, reaching, giving, working, fixing. But how often do we think of them as receivers, not just physically, but energetically? The truth is, the way we hold something, especially something that's been gifted, says more than words ever could. It speaks to our openness, our respect, our readiness to allow good things into our life. When someone offers you a gift, they're not just handing you an object, they're offering a moment of connection. And your hands, they are the first part of you that answers. Think about it. Do you grab the gift quickly with one hand, distracted eyes, half your mind elsewhere? Or do you pause, use both hands, and actually receive? That small difference, one hand vs. two, distracted vs. present, might seem minor. But in terms of energy, it changes everything. When you receive with both hands, gently and with full presence, you're not just being polite. You're creating symmetry, balance, a physical signal that says, I welcome this. You make room not just for the object, but for the intention behind it. And that intention might be love, support, belief in your worth. Prosperity rarely arrives with fireworks. It arrives in quiet gestures, the kind that only fully land when you let them. Our hands hold a kind of wisdom. They store memory, emotion, warmth. They've carried burdens, held children, prepared meals, comforted others. They've given endlessly. But how often have you let them truly receive? When your palms open slowly, not in reflex, but in presence, they become gateways, soft thresholds where energy can move inward instead of always moving out. That moment of giving and receiving is not just ceremonial, it's sacred, especially for women who have spent decades putting others first. For women whose hands have served, protected, built, without always being held in return. To receive fully with both hands is to say, my needs matter too. It's a gentle reclaiming of space, a soft invitation to abundance, not through effort, but through receptivity. And here's the deeper truth: energy doesn't just move through the gift, it moves through touch. When you hold something with awareness, your body begins to respond. Your breathing slows, your energy calms, your heart opens, even if just a little. That shift is subtle, but it's real. It's what turns a generic exchange into a meaningful moment. And those moments, stacked together, shape the kind of life where blessings can actually stick around. Eye contact matters too, not in a forced way, but in a gentle, honest glance. If your eyes are drifting, checking your phone, glancing past the giver, the energetic loop breaks. But when your eyes meet theirs, even briefly, you anchor the moment. You reflect something back. I see you, I feel this. And in doing so, you raise the frequency of the exchange. Not just in the room, but in you. You can call it energy, emotion, or simply presence. No matter the label, the effect is the same: you open. And in that openness, abundance finds its way in. You don't need rituals or incense. You don't need to say the right thing. You only need this: both hands steady, eyes soft, heart ready. That is enough. That is everything. And maybe, just maybe, it's the one thing you haven't been doing when wondering why some blessings don't stay. You've worked hard, you've given much. You've earned more than just another item handed to you in passing. You've earned the right to receive with reverence, with presence, with grace. So next time someone gives you something, no matter how small, slow down. Put down whatever else is in your hands. Bring both palms forward, meet their eyes. Let your touch carry softness. Let your eyes carry thanks. Let your whole self say, yes, I welcome this. And in that moment, without saying a word, you invite more than a gift. You invite wealth, the kind that starts from within and echoes outward into everything you touch. Number 3, say thank you so energy can stay. Most people say thank you out of habit, a reflex. Two words spoken quickly, often while already looking away, thinking about the next thing. But there's a difference between a thank you that checks a box and one that lands with presence. The former ends the moment. The latter deepens it, and that depth is exactly where energy roots itself and stays. You may not realize it, but every time someone gives you something, whether it's a gift, a kind gesture, or a small act of support, they're offering more than the object. They're offering intention, connection, and emotional weight. And the way you say thank you determines whether that energy completes its cycle or floats off unused. Real gratitude isn't loud or showy. It doesn't require a speech or a grand gesture, but it does require sincerity, stillness, a pause where your presence meets theirs. Because when you speak from that place, even softly, even briefly, you anchor the energy of the exchange. You tell it, you're welcome here. Without that, no matter how thoughtful the gift, its energy may never settle. You may hold the object, but its power slips through. Think about the last time someone gave you something you didn't expect. Did you really take it in? Did you let yourself feel the warmth behind the giving? Or were you too quick to move on, smile politely, and return to the noise of the day? We're all guilty of it, but awareness changes everything. When you start to see gratitude as an energetic bridge, not just a social cue, you realize how much you've been letting float away. And you realize how easy it is to keep it, to let it stay, grow, and multiply. A true thank you, even whispered, is like closing a circle. It wraps the giving in completeness. And from that place, energy doesn't just stop, it circulates. It grows, it makes room for more. Gratitude is magnetic. It's why people who say thank you from the heart often find themselves surrounded by generosity, opportunity, and kindness. It's not coincidence, it's resonance. When you appreciate what you receive, even the smallest things, you align your energy with having, not lacking. And that changes what flows to you. In American culture, we're taught to be independent, to not make a big deal out of things, to downplay. But gratitude isn't weakness, it's strength. A kind of grounded confidence that says, I see what's good and I welcome more. Whether it's a friend dropping off a small meal, a stranger holding the door, or someone handing you a physical gift, let your thank you be real. Look them in the eyes, let your voice soften. Let your heart speak first, even if your words are simple. And if the moment doesn't allow you to say it aloud, say it inwardly. Think it with intention, feel it in your chest. That alone sends the signal. Energy responds to truth, not volume, not performance, just truth. And truth is often quiet. A gift received without gratitude becomes just another thing. A gift received with gratitude becomes a vessel, something that holds energy, memory, and meaning. And those things shape the atmosphere of your life. They shape the tone of your space. One gift placed with love, one thank you said with depth. These small actions are not decorations. They are anchors. They ground energy. They hold light. They shift what enters your home and how long it stays. So next time you receive something, remember this. The gift is only half the story. Your gratitude writes the rest. And if you can pause even for a second and let your heart say thank you truly, softly, fully, then you're not just receiving a thing. You're completing a moment. You're inviting the energy to stay. And that, in the quietest way, is how abundance begins. Number 4, place the gift where fortune likes to stay. What you keep in your home speaks volumes, not just about your style, but about what you're open to receiving in life. A gift, once it enters your space, doesn't stop carrying energy. It continues to hold the feeling it came with, the intention behind it, and your own state of mind when you received it. That's why where you place it matters. A lot more than most people think. We tend to treat gifts like any other item. Place it somewhere convenient, maybe on a shelf, maybe in a drawer, and forget about it. But a gift isn't just decor. It's a symbol of generosity, connection, and sometimes a shift in your fortune. And like all energy, it needs a place to land, to breathe, to do its quiet work. If you place a meaningful gift in a cluttered corner next to old paperwork or somewhere dark and forgotten, that energy gets trapped. It dulls, it loses momentum. But when you place it with intention in a spot that's open, clean, and filled with light, that energy stays alive. It radiates, it quietly blesses the space around it. The first step, Choose a spot that feels respectful. It doesn't have to be fancy. A windowsill that catches morning light, a corner of your bookshelf, a tray on your coffee table. What matters is that it feels seen. A gift meant to support your finances. Try placing it near the entrance of your home or in the area where you manage money, your home office, a drawer with important papers, or even a little space near your checkbook. Something connected to love or emotional healing. Keep it in your bedroom or a cozy spot where you often rest. A gift that calms your spirit. Let it lie near natural light beside a plant or in a peaceful corner where you sit quietly. Placement doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be conscious. And the space itself should feel clean, uncluttered, and open. Even the most powerful energy can't thrive in chaos. Dust the area, move unnecessary objects, let it breathe, let it matter. And here's a simple but powerful practice. Write a small intention and place it underneath the gift. A sentence, a few words, something like, "I welcome prosperity," or "This gift holds love and support." You don't need to share it. It's between you and the energy you're nurturing. This small act sets a tone. It programs the space. It gives the gift a purpose beyond its form. And every time you pass by it, your eyes will catch it. Not always consciously, but enough to trigger a small reminder that you are living in a space where energy moves with intention. That's how fortune settles in. Not with grand gestures, but with quiet consistency, with presence, with care. When you treat a gift like a sacred object, not out of superstition, but out of respect, you let the energy behind it keep flowing. And over time, that energy becomes part of the fabric of your home. It softens the air. It shifts the tone. It creates a quiet hum of abundance, one that builds day by day. We often think abundance comes from effort, but sometimes it comes from the way we hold space for beauty, for blessings, for reminders of connection. And what is a gift if not all of those things wrapped into one? So the next time you receive something that feels meaningful, don't just set it down anywhere. Give it a place, a small home inside your home. Let it rest where fortune likes to stay. In light, in calm, in places that feel alive. Because when energy feels welcomed, it stays longer. And when it stays longer, your whole life begins to shift, quietly, deeply, and in all the right ways. Number 5, not every gift is meant to stay forever. Some gifts come into your life to stay, others arrive just to pass through, and learning to tell the difference isn't about being ungrateful, it's about being energetically honest. We're taught that if something is given to us, especially with kindness, we must keep it forever. But that belief can quietly crowd our homes and our hearts. A drawer full of jewelry that feels heavy. A shelf of trinkets you never touch. A room with things that whisper old stories you've already outgrown. The truth is, holding on isn't always generous. Sometimes it's just delay, because every item in your space holds energy, not just its own, but yours too. When you keep something that no longer fits your life, you're not just storing a thing. You're holding a feeling, a version of yourself that may no longer exist. And that can create noise. Subtle, quiet noise that drains your clarity, blocks new blessings, and leaves you wondering why peace still feels just out of reach. You may not notice it right away, but your body does. The slight tension when your eyes pass over an object that no longer makes sense. The weight in your chest when you touch something that once meant the world but now feels strange. These are signals, not of disrespect, but of growth. And honoring that growth means having the courage to say, "Thank you for coming into my life, and thank you for letting me release you now." Letting go doesn't mean rejecting the memory. It means making space for a new one. It means trusting that what's right for you today may be lighter, clearer, more aligned. And that's not selfish. That's self-respecting. In many American homes, we inherit the belief that value is in preservation. But sometimes, value is in circulation. A gift released can go on to bless someone else. Or it can simply return to stillness, no longer holding energetic weight in a space that needs air. If something feels off, not in its appearance, but in your body's quiet reaction to it, listen. If it's a gift that carries heaviness, guilt, or obligation, ask yourself, why am I holding this? And who would I be if I let it go? You don't have to rush the answer. Sometimes the best way to decide is to place the gift in a neutral space, a quiet shelf, a clean box, and wait. Watch how you feel over a few days. If the energy softens, you may be ready to release it. If it stirs warmth again, maybe it's meant to stay a little longer. There's no right or wrong, only presence, and presence always knows. If you do choose to release something, do it with care. Say thank you out loud or in your heart. Wrap it gently. Pass it on with kindness or donate it with intention. Even a private goodbye, a note placed inside, a candle lit for a few minutes can create a graceful closing of the energy. Because in the end, this isn't about things, it's about space. And the more space you create with awareness, the more life flows through it in the form of clarity, connection, and yes, real abundance. So next time you walk past a gift that no longer speaks to you, don't feel guilty. Feel ready. Ready to let your life breathe again. Ready to make room for what fits. Because not every gift is meant to stay forever. And the wisdom to know when to let go, that might be the greatest gift of all. Sometimes the smallest actions hold the biggest impact. A pause before you unwrap, a breath before your hands reach out, a soft thank you whispered into the space between you and the giver, a moment of care when choosing where to place something, and perhaps hardest of all, the quiet strength it takes to let a gift go when it no longer belongs. These aren't just niceties. They're how energy becomes real in your life. They're how good things not only arrive, but stay. In our fast-moving world, we're trained to consume, to rush, to smile politely and keep going. But what if the deepest form of wealth isn't about how much you have, but about how deeply you receive? What if your next chapter of abundance doesn't begin with a raise or a new job or some external change, but with a shift in the way you receive what's already here? This isn't about superstition. It's about presence, and presence is the one resource that multiplies everything else: joy, connection, clarity, even wealth. Thank you for giving your presence to this space today, for being open enough to hear something gentle and perhaps to feel something shift. If you've stayed with me until now, I want to honor that. You are someone who feels deeply, who wants to live with more meaning, and who deserves to receive more fully, not just gifts, but love, calm, and a kind of wealth that reaches beyond numbers. So today I leave you with this. May your hands receive softly. May your heart remain open. And may every gift that enters your life, even the unseen ones, carry you closer to the fullness you've always deserved. Until next time, take care of your space, your spirit, and everything that enters it.